Hey everyone, Corey here, coming in to do our energy update. This one's for the weekend and going into next week as well. Oh God, hold on to your hats. No. Um, today was like a bit of a kind of a calmer kind of energy, but with the calm, I feel like something else is creeping in. And of course, we hear a lot of conversation and talk about peace, but yet to look bigger and broader, and where peace exists. A moth just landed on my window, and I thought they were all gone from the season, but there's a moth looking in. There's a moth being drawn to the light coming from my office. Very interesting. We'll see how this draws in. So the moth is attracted to the flame. Okay, we have Pluto coming out of the retrograde and going to be embodying its whole presence in Aquarius. Now, I don't think it's fully there, like fully embodied until it says, I think it was like October 19th. I've heard other people say it'll do some dipping around until the November 19th, but October is the big kind of, it's where the big turnaround from the retrograde has been in. So it's been moving through this retrograde energy for a while. So it's kind of been in like delaying things or slowing things down, but moving forward. And what this means, because Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to be there till like 2043, and then it's going to kind of leave for a bit, and then it's going to come back. So officially, it's going to be there until 2044. So this is going to kind of really test every boundary. It's going to break down walls and boundaries and brings about major change. Life as you know it could drastically take some big turns and some big changes. And this is happening over a span of this period of time. So like over a 20-year span. Well, you know what? A lot of things can change in 20 years. A lot of things do change in 20 years. I know how much have happened in the last 3 years in my life, the last 7 years in my life. So am I expecting everything to stay the same for 20 years? Not on your life. And am I expecting myself to not to experience the waves of ups and downs and ins and outs of new experiences or not seeing new things happening? No, I know it's going to happen. And that is a part of life. And so it's a part of the cycles of life. There's always some big cycle. And we've had such big conversations and such big imagery created around, the age of Aquarius and this golden age and what it was going to be like and what it's going to look like. And truth be told, people really don't know. It's this where we're moving into is a lot of that takes what was once predictable, and it's going to bring in a lot of unpredictability. And the reason why is because there's a lot of cycles breaking. When we look at cycles and patterns, we see predictable. We see the predictable outcome. It just loops around like every year, October 31st, well, Halloween is coming. Around that time, you'll always have the people who are coming out of the woodworks that are against it. You have a whole lot of conversations that come up around the witch stories, and you have a lot come up around who's enjoying Halloween or talking about Halloween. And so it's predictable, right? It's a predictable Christmas, kind of predictable. What is unpredictable is what happens in the moment. So let's just say Christmas time, pretty predictable. This is what we do at Christmas. What you can't predict is how people are going to behave and who's going to show up during that Christmas season and what's going to happen. It's hard to know if it's going to be a big snowfall. It's hard to know if it's going to be cold or warmer. It's hard to know, right? Like we can have some idea, but we just don't know. We don't know if Uncle Joe is going to get hammered drunk and pass out on the turkey. You don't know if by Christmas time, someone in your family is going to find out something that's going to drastically change their lives. It's all out there, and everything and anything is possible. But what we're really looking at is how, on a spirit level, spirit kind of does the little chuckle and laugh at us, because They see how predictable we are. They see how predictable humans are, and how we just keep repeating patterns and cycles, and we just keep spinning our wheels over and over again and keep traveling the same pathways, doing things the same way, and expecting different results. Well, moving forward is when we start to finally see these loops, these cycles, not all, but some beginning to change. Why? Is because people are choosing to make changes. People are choosing to break out of the expected patterns or the way things were. So it kind of is going to be a little bit of shakeup on tradition and what was traditional. It's bringing a shakeup into careers. It's bringing a shakeup into business. It's definitely bringing a shakeup in the financial world. And all of this is kind of beginning now. And so this weekend's energy holds, it holds a lot of punch. Like there's a powerful, forceful energy that's moving through. And I almost feel like it's a comet or something. I don't know what's coming in, but it feels pretty big. I'm like, I feel the heat of something coming in, and it feels so foreign to me. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, I haven't spoke to this energy before, but it feels very loud to me. And so there's a lot of loud there. Things are going to get loud, and it just feels loud. The energy feels loud. It feels like things are really heating up. And so if you've been on the boiling point of having to have a really tough conversation, or an argument that has to be had, a disagreement that it has been left unsettled, this is kind of the weekend of where it might happen. It's where that conversation, that experience may unfold. It may just go down. And so it's not about, oh, make sure that you just kind of calm yourself down. And I just keep hearing like calm your tits. Calm your tits. Just calm the fuck down. Like settle down is what I keep hearing. And it's like, so before we react, before we respond to something, you're really being invited or really being guided to come to your center. Really find that inner voice of your divine expression of yourself, the higher expression of yourself, and come from the higher place. Not always about taking the high road. Sometimes we got to take the dirt road. Sometimes we got to go through the trenches, right? But going through the trenches and getting muddy, getting dirty doesn't mean that we have to lose ourselves. We don't have to lose our sense of dignity. So be careful of the conversations that could lead you to spiral out of control, right? The thing that could let you kind of like you unleash everything all at once. You don't want to unleash everything all at once. It is kind of that slow, the steady, be calm, be patient, have a sense of like, just feel things out as you move through the weekend, because I'm telling you, it definitely has some blah to it. Like there's a little bit of like kind of like rage. And what it is, and what it really feels like to me, is because we are just starting to move forward, is this revved up energy. It's like a racehorse or a hound dog at the start, and they're all revved up, or a bull being let out of a cage. That's what it feels like. And it's like you just want to get going. So it has a lot of like, it's like this anxious anxiety. I just want to get going. So you may find yourself getting all revved up, all charged up, and going all or nothing. But remember, we have a long race to run. So it's not about powering out too quickly. It's not about having to get everything out at one time. It's not about having everything done all at one time. It is about the slowness, the slow and steady space of continual, of the continual, of the continuous, of the continuous. And it just feels like this is continual. So all of those conversations don't need you to spill out a lifetime. It is the beginning of many conversations. It is the beginning of having the conversations with the right people in the right places, meeting the right people, doing the right things, and everything is bringing about a sense of letting the pressure out. And it just feels like there is to be a lot of pressure. But when we move through this energy, it is about death. It is about rebirth. It is about blessings. It is about it all. We're seeing it all. It's the beginning, middle, and end, but we've always got all of it happening. This brings about the change. So where this Aquarian energy affects you is really look at what house you have the Aquarian sign in. If you have Pluto in Aquarius, which house is it in? Where is the Aquarian in your sign? I'm a North Node. So Aquarius for me is my North Node. And so the feeling this energy, and I'm an Aries sun. So I'm feeling this energy in such a way that I feel like it's like I have my forever Aquarius friend kind of pushing me from behind and going, you got to go. You got to do this. And so it's not the time to quit. Put it that way. It's not the time to quit. It's not the time to quit on yourself. It's not the time to stop. It's not the time to quit. That's what I get. It's not the time to quit. This is not the time to quit. Whatever that means, wherever that applies in your life, this is not the time to quit. You've come too far. You've come so far. Don't quit on yourself now. Don't quit on what matters the most right now. Things will either pick up, things will fall away, and new will begin. It's shedding the skin. We're in the year of the snake. We're shedding the skin. We're shedding the dead skin. We're shedding layers so that new can come into life. And so there is new life. There is new life coming in. It's like revival. I feel as if something is being revived. And if you've ever seen the soul revival of the Everyday Goddess, those courses that I teach that are soul revivals, it is like my Sunday morning personal church that I take people to, that I show up and people come in and it's for the soul. It is looking back at the places of where you gave your light in hope that it would help somebody else shine, where you gave your all in hopes that somebody else would see and validate you. They would appreciate you. They would make all the changes for you, for you and for them. And now you're recognizing, well, that didn't work. So it's like we're taking back something. So it's like a reclaiming. It's like you're taking back the piece of your soul that you left, that diamond of you, that piece of you that you left with somebody else, that you left in other environments, situations, and other places in hopes that it would inspire somebody else, or that it would encourage somebody else, or that you hope somebody else would see you, fall in love with you, whatever it is, and just walking back and bringing back the pieces of you. So it's a total revival, and it's a long revival, but this weekend it's filled with revival energy. It is revitalizing. It's full of life, which makes it anxious, could make it feel anxious to people. But we're so used to working from a dysregulated nervous system that we don't often see that it's not trying to cause chaos, is that it's trying to create excitement in us, enthusiasm, for us to get excited about life, for us to get excited about new things, for us to get excited about relationship, or about learning, or about discovering, for there to be some sort of excitement about life, because it feels as if life has become very mundane. Like it's everything has just been heavy, and there's been this heaviness, and there's been this weighted energy, and it just cosmic kind of energy is like, oh my God, come see the light show, right? It feels like there's a big ass light show that we're going to be able to see, and that we're being invited, but it brings us into a place of awe. So this weekend also can bring up some real magical energy, like really expect the unexpected. Like there's a level of unpredictability to it that just says, you watch and see. You think you can predict this. You think you know what's going to happen. You think you know how it's going to work out. It's like when you say to yourself, well, I know if I say this, then it's going to be the end. If I tell somebody this, then they're never going to speak to me again. How do you know? How do you know? You tell yourself that so that you don't have the conversations that you need to have. How do you know? How do you know you're not going to hear back? Oh my God, I'm so thankful that you finally brought it up. I've been wanting to speak about this for a long time. I'm so glad that we can get this off her chest. Oh, I'm so glad that this is now out in the air. How do you know? And so we can be we can really think that we can predict the outcome of what somebody else is going to say or how they're going to feel about something or how they're going to approach it. But how do you know? How do you know? You don't know. Yes, maybe it happened before, but just because it happened before doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Just because that's what other people did, it doesn't mean this is what this person may do. And so you may find yourself about to say something, and out of your mouth comes something totally different. That's the divine speaking to us. That's our divine voice. That's our soul overpowering and stepping over you, right? It's like the self that is the self-saboteur or creating the little enemy story. When the soul self speaks, it kind of, it overpowers, it takes over the power. And so there is a takeover that is kind of happening through us as we're going through many shifts and many transitions. So we're going through major takeovers. And those major takeovers is the soul taking over, because giving us all the free will to do whatever we want. I don't know if it's really worked. No, it has. But it just feels like there's a bit of the soul, the divine is taken over for a little bit, so that we can be realigned, so that we can be put back on track, so that we can be put in the right direction, so that we can be moved by the magic and by the miracles, and that we can begin to receive abundance and blessings and all of those things. And not everyone will feel the effect of it, of course not, but many will. And so there's a transition that is happening with this. And it just feels like it is actually like a revival of some sort that's happening on a soul level as we are coming in to this magical energy that's reminding us of who we truly are and what we truly are and what we're here. And of course, because we have a soul revival of a takeover energy that's happening, that we are seeing this in the collective of where you will start to see, or where you're going to see, takeovers in companies. There's going to be some big takeovers. I don't think there's a completion of the financial falls that has happened. I think that's just kind of the beginning. There is going to be some sort of financial, like something is going to hit a bottom. I do believe some of this is a little bit planned, because it's not coming, it's coming more. I'm being showed what the collective consciousness is doing, and I'm being showed by the divine as if they're revealing to me the behavioral patterns and how and how sinister the human race can be when there's a lot of greed, and there's a lot of greed. When there's a lot of greed, or there's a lot of false courage and confidence, when there is a desire to play God on earth. And I'm just seeing this, and I'm like, there's going to be some sort of like big takeover energy. There's also the sense of we're not done with the collapsing. There's something collapsing, and I see the collapsing of finances and coming down. And we did see one of those that I was predicting happened last week, but on another scale, like even deeper again. It's also going to see the transitioning and changing that's going to happen in the scope of social media and social media world. You're going to see like all of a sudden some sort of launching, like it's like there's an update. And when there's an update, you wake up and everything has changed, because they don't come to us to see what we would like or how it works for us. They go on their own, right? What they feel, what they think. There is no interaction with the everyday person. And so the everyday person is kind of has been discounted, and you're going to see the rise of the everyday person in bigger ways as we move forward. But in the meantime, all of these little things that are changing is like it's changing in front of our eyes, and it's changing quickly, and it's rising and falling. So there's things that are coming down, and then there's going to be some real inspirational things that we're also going to see happen as well. The craziness of the weather is they're not done yet, but there is still some. I'm in the western part of Canada, so in this part of Canada, I just feel like we are kind of coasting through like the last little bit of a the decent weather, and I wouldn't be surprised if as we move through into the next few weeks that we start to see a little bit of a unpredictable weather, right? Um it's going to really, so I'm like, is this snowfall? I don't know. It does feel like snow. It does feel like some snowfall. It feels like that Halloweeny snowfall. You know, sometimes on Halloween you get that snowfall that falls. That's kind of what it feels like. I don't know if it actually stays, but I'm like, I don't know. It feels like it could happen. It feels like it could be around the end of October. Um, and so there's some really kind of abrupt energy in it, but there's also some real need for transparency is what I get. Some real need for transparency because we're seeing such a level of almost like manipulation or things done behind closed doors and secret, is that there's a lack of trust that is there on such a big level because the veils of illusions of lies are all being exposed. We're seeing through shit, and people are really starting to wake up to see things how they truly are. And this shifting and this changing is teaching us very much about integrity. It's teaching us about clarity, it's transparency, about honesty, about loyalty. So on the micro is that it gives us a lot of things to really reflect upon, to why these things are important, why loyalty, why integrity, why dignity is so important. So in its way, through that more sinister energy, it's also inviting in a greater study of the virtues and the greater study of why we take the road that says let's do things a better way. So it's awakening a different level of kindness and compassion, and really making us aware of integrity and transparency, and it's bringing in clarity, and it's really opening our eyes, opening up our heart, opening up our mind, opening up our bodies to all of this energy that's really moving us, that's really shifting and bring about the changes. Now, I do keep swaying here. So I keep getting like things being kind of out of balance and having to balance things. So I just feel like where there's been so much control in one area, it feels like we're balancing the control, we're balancing things, and it feels like on a personal level you may have found yourself trying to be so in control of everything, and now you're starting to say, you know what, I just need to let go of some of this control. I just need to let go of some of this responsibility. I need to not be on every board. I need to not to be the one who needs to gather everyone, to bring everyone together. I need to be the one who can kind of move beyond my OCDs and my patterns that I have that lead me to always needing to be in control or to take control. There's a difference to being a great leader and a controlling leader. And that's a massive difference. A great leader inspires other people to rise and to participate and to be a part, to make them feel like they are a part of something, like they're a part of a team. And a controlling leader is often micromanaging, controlling everyone's words, everyone's emotions, everyone's language, everyone's thoughts, and not really giving people a chance to inspire themselves or to rise. It comes with a lot of being threatened or fear or just trying to keep the mask on, or to keep the illusion of, say, happy family, or you know, we're just so close. You're all so close, and you're speaking for everyone else. It's like, okay, if I speak to everyone else in the family, will everyone else in the family tell me the same story? Will everyone else tell me that that's exactly as it is? Or will they start, or will I see will I see the cracks in the foundation? Will I see the little breaking points? Will I see those moments? Yeah, absolutely I will. Right. And so there is this sense of true divine ability to lead and control. And this is where some of the imbalance has been. And this is what we're bringing back. We're bringing back this inspirational healing, inspirational leadership, bringing back the sense of, to take the lead or to be in charge in our lives is not to be doing things by fear, but by the sense of faith, and not to be so not to be so one-sided or so closed off that it is a very controlling kind of leadership, because it's leading by fear and not by true faith, and motivated by manipulation, motivated by fear often leads to manipulation. And so paying attention to that as we begin to move through this energy, because it has an impact on us. You don't know some of these little habits that are out there that are on a bigger collective scale, how on a micro level they also, oh, I think I might be a little bit like that at times, right? Oh, yeah, maybe I do have a little bit like this, but it just feels like we're starting to really level up, or it's trying to level us up to a new level. And so this weekend, just kind of breathe back in. It's not an all or nothing. Slow it, just take a steady space. I don't want to say slow it all the way down, but just kind of steady, take the breath, breathe into you, ask yourself, is this really what I need to say or do? What is, what is that conversation going to accomplish? Am I ready for that conversation? And maybe it's going to be a hell yes, and I have to have that conversation. And if you're going to have that conversation, if you're always expecting the worst, this may be the time you get the best, because it's what you've been expecting and what you're predicting. It's going to be a little more unpredictable for the next little while. And so there's a lot of unpredictable. Expect surprises and happy endings, and or happy new beginnings and beautiful things. And that people who you thought were going to disappoint you may just be the people who are going to actually show up for you in big ways. So when you think things are going to get worse, there's a good possibility they're on their way to better. And that's what we have this weekend. I send you so much love. If you are in the Camrose area, we have the Wellness Wine and Woo Woo event that is happening next Saturday, October the 25th. It's at the Camrose Resort and Casino Hotel. And it is a women's only event. I'm so excited to be speaking, to have been the host, and to be able to bring in some of my incredible, amazing friends who are incredible speakers that come with great wisdom and so much to share. I mean, this event it's like a 5-hour event in total, 5-6 hours. The doors open at 5. We're like, come at 5. There is a restaurant there, so you can also go into the restaurant and come back and forth until we start at 6. And then but there's shopping, there's so many things, and I will be there with my books and my cards, and I'll have my friend who's also a medium like me, and she'll be there, and she'll be pounding out some 10-minute quick intuitive guidance readings. And I will be there, and I'll be pulling some cards for people. My friend Lisa, my friend Linda will both be speaking. And then we have Carla and Krista and Lindsay, all with their businesses and their products and what they offer and what they're bringing to the table for us to be able to shop and enjoy. So if you're in the Camrose area, come see us, get your tickets. The tickets are all on Eventbrite. And if you need to use e-transfer, just message us and we can make that happen as well. So I send you so much love. And if you're everywhere else in the world, my new book is out. And so you can go to any Amazon and you can purchase The Way Home. And so that book is out now, and all my other 3 books, go get the book. And yeah. And I still offer one-on-one sessions. So you can book those as well on my website, and go to the Academy, More Than Existing Academy of Higher Consciousness, MTEacademy.ca, and check out the amazing classes and programs. And and some free offers and some very affordable pre-recorded classes are also there as well. So much. Go check it out. I send you much love.